Hello everyone, welcome back. I am done with school, so I'm going to try and start doing this every week again. We're coming up on the LCS season for 2018. I think it's season 8 or season 9. I could probably actually check that. But I'm happy to be back, looking for a little less like analysis of what the league is going to be doing and just a little bit of an update so you guys don't have to be scrolling through Reddit and Twitter and watching videos all day, so I can just summarize just the week that's coming up and the week that just got done for you guys. I might do 2 a week, but probably for sure at least 1 a week. So, starting off with 100 Thieves roster, we got Someday and Huhi, Bang, and Aphromoo. So the two changes for this team are Huhi in the mid lane and Bang as AD carry. So Bang comes all the way from SK Telecom in Korea, and you can see that they have kind of 3 imports. However, Huhi is not counted as an import as of last season. So that's pretty good for 100 Thieves. This team looks pretty dang good if they can get together. They have a lot of Korean-speaking people. The only people that don't speak fluent Korean are Anda and Aphromoo, and Prolly, the coach. I assume I don't know about that. But overall, this should be a good team if Anda can get on board with the rest of the team, which you can assume he can, because this is a team full of veterans. All these people have been playing for at least 3 years, so this team should be pretty dang good. Moving on to Cloud9, we got Licorice, Svenskeren, Niski, Sneaky, and Zazal. So this also comes with Cloud9's variable roster on their academy team. They have Blabber in the jungle and then Golden Glue in mid. We can expect those to move around just like they did last year. So the big move is losing Jensen. He had a interview with Travis Gafford talking about just why he moved, and he pretty much had a 24-hour deal with Team Liquid that they could move in the next 24 hours, otherwise he would have lost the deal. So that means he just went for it. He thought that he was sitting on Cloud9 for a little bit too long, so it's not like he thought Cloud9 was bad or anything. However, he does think Niski is a downgrade. I think that's pretty standard across league. Who knows about it is just knowing that Niski is a downgrade from Jensen. However, Licorice and Sneaky were very good last year, as well as Svenskeren at Worlds, so this is looking like a very good team. The big thing pretty much is just if they can use that Niski Golden Glue thing that they were using last year with Jensen and Golden Glue, and see if they can pull that off again this year. Next, we got Clutch Gaming. We got Huni in the top lane, Lyra in the jungle again, Demonte, and then Piglet back in AD carry, who's been sitting on the academy teams for the past year or two at least, and then Vulcan as support. So Vulcan is an academy guy, came from solo queue. He seems really good. Lots of people have been talking good about him, but with Piglet, it'll be interesting to see how he communicates with it. I know in the that Team Liquid video that came out a long time ago was Breaking Point. Piglet was not that good at communicating when things weren't going well, and with this team, it could definitely not go well immediately. Huni has been shown to not be able to carry a whole team like some other people can, and if the first few games goes well, it can get pretty bad for this team. But hopefully, the kind of rookie now, Demonte, he hasn't shown his true worth in the LCS yet, so maybe he can get that rolling. But overall, this looks like a solid team, probably bottom tier playoff team, in my opinion. Alright, then we got CLG. So the big acquisitions for this one is getting rid of Huhi, which they had for a long time, and getting Power of Evil coming from Europe, so that's an import slot, as well as getting Welding Green as the head coach. He has never been a head coach before. He's always just been the in-house psychologist for the team. So that should be interesting to see how much he's learned and how much he can use the analysts. Stixxay and Biofrost, I think, are a big point for me. They have a unique play style, and they have done well this past year. So if they can get something going again, they were always regarded as one of the best bot lanes in the league. So if they can get that going, that'd be really good. And then Wiggly is coming from Academy. He's been on Academy for years now for CLG. So if they can get him in the train, get going, that should be pretty good. And then Darshan, looking back at last year, Darshan had a pretty rough year, so he will definitely have to bounce back. And if he doesn't bounce back that great, I could definitely see him going into a coaching position or retiring the way he has been talking. Next, we got Echo Fox. So top, we got Solo, and then Rush in the jungle, Phoenix mid, Apollo bot, and Hakuo support, and then Sang as the head coach. So this looks oddly like the Clutch Gaming roster from last split. Echo Fox had some budget problems. They were cutting some other games, not League of Legends, but like Rocket League and Call of Duty teams and stuff. So they are in a little bit of a money splinch right now. So this is definitely a budget team. I don't think it's a playoff team unless somehow Apollo and Hakuo go off like their 2016 season where they were doing really well. They're going to have to carry this team along with Rush, who's back from Korea. Rush played on Cloud9, I think 2 or 3 years ago, and he had a really good season. He was MVP of the spring split when he played here, and if he could do that again, maybe he could pull this Echo Fox team through. TSM roster, we got Broken Blade and then Grig in the jungle, but he was just announced to have wrist issues, so Acadian from the Academy roster is starting until further notice. They actually brought in a new Academy jungler too, so no one really knows how healthy Grig is. In mid, we got Bjergsen, bot Sven, and then support Smoothie, and then the coach is Zix. So this is pretty another TSM mashup around Bjergsen. Everyone moved except for Bjergsen and Sven. And I think the top lane should be really interesting. It's always pretty hype when you get these players that are known for their high quality like mechanics in just any lane, but especially top lane because assassins and like high mechanical bruisers are in right now, like Irelia, Akali, things like that. So Broken Blade could definitely be good, but what I've heard is his tank play is just mediocre. So if the meta doesn't favor that, then it could be bad, but who knows with scrims. TSM has been known to make some good players no matter what their background is. Acadian in the jungle, so I thought they were going to have this double thing with Grig and Acadian, kind of Grig as the tank players, Acadian as more of like Kha'Zix, Rengar, and all that junk, but they don't have Grig anymore, well, for the time being, so Acadian should be, I think, he's shown to be an average player in the LCS. He's stayed in for multiple years now, but without having a correct backup in case Acadian doesn't do that well, this team could hinder pretty badly. Moving on to Bjergsen and Sven, these guys have got to be hungry to win. They're probably pissed at not making Worlds for the first time in their career, so I think they'll be coming back hungry. They'll be super good. I think we'll see a lot more solo kills out of Bjergsen and a lot more lane kills in Sven, just being more aggressive because they know they need to with this very competitive league. And then lastly, Smoothie, this is the support. The first support that isn't Mithy for Sven in a really long time. This should be interesting. Smoothie, maybe like a year ago, would be a lot more highly wanted in the league, but he's kind of fallen off. He got traded between a few teams, ended up on Echo Fox last year. So yeah, he has a very strong voice, so maybe this is what TSM needs to kind of get Bjergsen out of the shot calling position and let Smoothie handle it. Then lastly, their coach Siggs. This is pretty interesting coming from CLG to TSM. I don't know if Siggs has ever been like publicly on another team, so this should be interesting. FlyQuest roster, we got Viper, Santorin, Pobelter, Wild Turtle, and JJ, sorry. Viper it's kind of like the same story as Broken Blade, where he is just this high mechanical guy, very solo queue oriented. So looking at that, hopefully they can make him into a good player and keep him moving in the LCS, but keep that same mechanical carry style, because that is always fun coming from the top lane in the LCS. Jungle Santorin. So Santorin has been hanging around the EU and the LEC and the LCS for a while. He is someone who's just always looked really average, had a few really good games every year, but never looks bad. So the consistency is definitely needed. And then moving on to the same exact person, Pobelter. He never looks really bad except for Worlds last year on Team Liquid. He got switched over from Team Liquid after Team Liquid got who do they have? Jensen now. Pole Belter is just a standard guy, so maybe Santorin and Pole Belter can keep that consistency and just bring it down to the bot lane with Wild Turtle and JJ. So Wild Turtle can just carry and maybe bring back old 2014, 2015 Wild Turtle and let himself just carry like he used to on TSM. And then Golden Guardians. I think Guardians is my most hyped, well, most like underhyped roster that I really like. So we got Hanser in the top, contracts jungle, mid Froggen, and then bot is definitely an Ole with a narrow jungler or with a narrow coach. So the big thing is Froggen. He hasn't played, I think, for an entire year. He played on that weird Origin team in like those amateur tournaments, but you can't really take too much from that because those aren't LCS caliber players. So Froggen says he's still in his prime. He can still work just as hard as anyone else and be as good as anyone else. So just looking forward to that. It should be really interesting. Hanser, I think, needed a little change from TSM. This last year for Hanser wasn't too great. He just kind of looked average, didn't have any big plays like he did the last few years. Contracts, I think, is one of the best native junglers, so this is the best they could have hoped for with not taking an import there. And then definitely an Ole. I really want to believe in Definitely, but he's got to show it, I think, this year. He's shown that he can play the weird picks as well. So he picked up like Heimer and Swain last year when not too many North American AD carries could. So with the additions of these weird picks, like these weird AP mage picks that have come up in the bot lane a little bit, maybe he could be really good. And then Ole has shown some lack of confidence the past few years, or I guess just the past year especially. He had to be taken out during MSI for Team Liquid. So if Ole can get back on the train, maybe him and Definitely can really get it going, and it should be good. Next for Optic Gaming, we got Dokla, Meteos, Crown, Arrow, and Big. So pretty much it's the same exact Optic Gaming roster, except jungle is Meteos, and then on the Academy is Dardoch. So that's pretty interesting. They have two pretty solid North American junglers. I don't know if something happened with the contracts where they accidentally got both or they were trying to steal away some North American junglers from the other teams. Who knows? But overall, this team looks pretty average. Crown, I don't watch too much LCK, but Crown was supposedly kind of lackluster this past year, so that's why he maybe couldn't find a team in the LCK. Maybe he's just trying to find his retirement home here in North America and just make a few bucks the last year or two. But this could be a really good team. Meteos has been world-class before. Crown has been world-class before, and Arrow has been world-class before. So if they can get back to their roots, they can be really good, but they could also be extremely bad, just like last year. And then last but definitely not least, we got kind of the superstar like Exodia team here. We got Impact, Xmithy, Jensen, Doublelift, and Core JJ. So as Doublelift said, every single one of these people have been in like the semifinals at least at Worlds or something like that, but except for him. But I don't know when Xmithy was, so I don't know if that's totally true. Oh, he's been in the finals at MSI. Maybe that's what he said. But this very experienced team, if they don't succeed with this roster, it's pretty much a huge failure. If they don't get like at least quarterfinals at Worlds, I think it's a failure. This roster looks extremely good. Steve, the owner of Team Liquid, spent a lot of money on it, and it should be good. I expect Doublelift to do well in North America again, but he's done bad internationally like 4 years in a row now. So don't expect too much from him internationally. But Core JJ should be an interesting pickup and see if they're super aggressive or just fight for late game like Doublelift likes. What else? So just some notes. The new jerseys for LCS are going to be interesting. They were contracted with LCS and LEC that they have to wear a certain type of jersey. So no more baseball jerseys for 100 Thieves. No like sweatshirts or anything. Another note, skip Twitch and go to LOL Esports. LOL Esports has this new like broadcast system that's super cool. You can look up stats and standings while they're playing, and it just works really, really good. So I recommend skipping Twitch. Go to lolesports.com. The dive and this or that is still on for this season, so just make sure to jump on YouTube, LOL Esports. And then things I look forward to is how volatile the teams are going to be this year. So as you can see, there were a pretty good amount of swaps, just like there is every season. However, every team I feel like has at least like one or two like all-star players. Like if you look through, so like 100 Thieves got all-star Someday and Bang. Cloud9, you got Licorice and Sneaky, and Svenskeren at Worlds. You got Hooney and Piglet, who have been really good in the past, but haven't been that good recently. CLG, you got, okay, CLG, I might be a little wrong here. Not huge all-stars. Darshan has been the best before, and Stixxay and Biofrost have been the best, but they actually don't have a huge undertaking like I thought. Echo Fox, we got Rush, who's been at the top of his game before. TSM, we got Bjergsen and Sven. FlyQuest, we got Wild Turtle and Pobelter. Golden Guardians, we got Froggen and Hanser, who have been pretty much world class at one point. So Golden Guardians, I think, have a very good chance of being really good. Optic Gaming, we got Arrow and Crown, and Team Liquid, obviously the whole team is super good. So the amount of superstars in this league is just absolutely insane. So I think anyone's like expected standings at the end is just kind of BS because you can't really guess who's going to be good except for knowing that Optic Gaming is probably going to be bad. And then the last thing I'm excited for is flexing this flexing the champions across the map should be really interesting during champion select. We got picks like Cassiopeia, who can go several lanes. We got Karthus, who can even go in the jungle and every other lane. We've seen casters as well as AD carries. We've seen Vayne top before, so that should just be really interesting coming into this season. And then other than that, I got my playoff teams. This is my standings. I don't know if it's going to be true, but I think it should be interesting. So playoff teams in no particular order, I think are Team Liquid, Cloud9, TSM, Golden Guardians, CLG, and 100 Thieves. And then people who are going to miss the playoffs, Clutch Click Gaming, FlyQuest, Optic Gaming, and Echo Fox. I think the biggest toss-up here is CLG and FlyQuest. FlyQuest with Pobelter, I feel like they can do good. And with Wild Turtle, I feel like they can do well, but I don't know. So I feel like this is pretty guaranteed, except for CLG and FlyQuest could swap around. And then the special note is Clutch Gaming. I just don't think Hooney's going to be able to carry that throughout the season. So that's all I got, guys. Hopefully it wasn't too long. I'll try and keep them shorter. Oh man, sorry, 18 minutes. So sorry about that. In the future, I'm going to try and keep them shorter. And yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Hit that little bell button so you get a notification. Have a good one.